guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button.
Okay, so today I'm coming to y'all with another book video. Today will be the best series I have read this year, and to be included in this video, the series had to have at least one 5-star book in the whole series. So I have a lot of series that I rated every book 4 stars. I'm not including those. I'm not including books that has like 3 stars, nothing like that. The series had to have at least one 5-star read and a bunch of 4-star reads. I think it's only one series, and I'm going to mention that do have one 3-star read, but that's it. So yeah, let's just hop right into this video. And before I start this video, just like my last book video, if you haven't seen it, it's the worst books of 2021, which will be up in the cards and link down below. I'm going to tell you my 2021 books stats, just in case you did not watch the last video or don't want to see the worst books of 2021 video. I'm going to tell you about the stats. So in 2021, I did read 143 books. I read 45,094 pages. Shortest book was 67 pages. Longest book was 688 pages. And my average book pages was 315. My average rating was 4.1. So that's stats. So yeah, if you're looking forward to see what my favorite series was of 2021, please keep watching. So the very first series that I want to talk about is the Callahan and McLean series by Kimmy Elliott. Y'all, I have read three series of hers. She's the reason I got into physical copy books, the reason I got into the booktube community, book talk community, bookstagram community, of that. It was Kendra Elliott. I went to the bookstore one day, and I was just, a thrift store, and I was just walking around, looking around, trying to see what I could find, and I found one of her books. I think it was Targeted, or I think it was Spiral that I found first, and then I looked it up and realized it was like the 3rd book in the series. So I was like, no, I have to go buy the other ones. So I got the rest of the books. I got all 4 of these from the thrift store, and you can see the tags. And she just really got me into reading. I could have talked about any of her series, but I'm just going to talk about this one because this one is definitely top tier, one of my favorites. I rate every single one on 5 stars, I'm pretty sure, but mainly Vanish. I'm pretty sure Vanish is the one that's about the little girl that went missing, and that's how Callahan McLean met. And by the 4th book, there was a couple, and it's a really nice love story in this, and I think that's why I loved it so much. So my first time reading like physical books outside of Wattpad, it was mystery romance. So that's why I love mystery and thrillers, and I love romance. Then the other 2 genres that I read, I have not gotten into fantasy, none of that yet. I read these 2 genres, and this is the reason why. So yeah, Callahan McLean is the first series I read and thoroughly enjoyed. So after that, I got into the booktube community, and all I was hearing about was the Brown Sisters trilogy. So that's the next series I'll be talking about. The Brown Sisters trilogy was so freaking good. Please believe the hype, okay? Because this is very hype trilogy, very hype. I love Taylor Hilbert's writing in this. I read one more other of her books, and it was okay. It wasn't a 5-star read, but this trilogy was so good. The only book out of these 3 that I rated 5 stars was Act Your Age, Eve Brown. This was everybody's favorite book. Obviously, everyone loves this one. I think everyone relates to her more than anything, but I absolutely love Danny. It was just too much conflict in this, but in this one, the hero loved him so much. He was so quiet, shy, and he couldn't explain himself right, and everything about that was just chef kiss. So yeah, Brown Sisters trilogy was top tier. Next series that I will be talking about is the Gallagher Girl series, and I did buy the box set in this. My box set is falling apart. I've had this for a really long time, since like March. I've had this series, so it's falling apart. It's been through a couple of moves, okay? But the Gallagher series was really good. Each book goes through her years in the school. It's like a private school, and they're all a private spy school. They're all training to be spies. All their parents are like secret agent people. It kept me intrigued, okay? But my favorite was the very last book, which was Until We Spy. I think it's this one. No, that's 1. This is 6. And I have it backwards. The 6th book. Until We Spy was my favorite because it's... I told you I was falling apart. Okay, I'll fix that later. Until We Spy was my favorite because it was her last year. She had to pick between like 2 or 3 love interests, and it just, the way it unraveled, and she was running away from people that wanted to get her or whatever, and the way that it unraveled was so freaking good. The tension in the middle was annoying, but once we got to that very last book, top tier content, okay? The next series that I will be reading, that I read this year and we'll be talking about, is the Cafe series by, who is this by? Allie Carter. Y'all, I didn't even say who the Gallagher series by Allie Carter. Sorry, I'm looking at it. This series by Jane Ashton, and this was really freaking good, okay? The one book that I did rate 5 stars was the novella, which was Fling, because it was so hot. But all of the books were really good. All of them got 4 stars at least. But it started out in the first book. These are companion novels to be read in order, I think. But it's about this college student who worked at a cafe, always seen this man, and she went to go get on birth control or something like that, so she can finally lose her virginity. And she went, and the man that did it, her obstetrician, was the man she always seen in the cafe. And that's how the love story develops. And then the next book is about her. The next book is about her best friend. And then the book after that is about the secretary of her boss. It's about the secretary of her boyfriend's best friend. It's a lot, but that's why I say you should read them in order, so it does go wrong, right. I think it's a novella. Don't have to read it really, but read it and then trust. So yeah, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Definitely see glimpse of all couples in all the books, and you don't get ruined if you read them in order. So yeah, really nice series. The next series I'll be talking about is a series that I've heard a lot about recently on BookTube. I see a lot of more romance readers talk about this series, and it is the Element series by Brittany C. Cherry. I also see a lot of people saying that they're not sure which one they should read, and some people only like one of them. I gave all 4 of these books 5 stars, okay? I gave every single one of these books a 5-star because they're so good. So first you have the air, and then you have the fire between us, and then the waters, the solid waters, and then the gravity above us. The gravity of us is the air we breathe, by the way. He breathes. But they're not connected at all. They don't have any of the same characters. They're all literally separate stories about different people, okay? So it's so heartbreaking, and it makes you cry, and I love stories that make me cry. That's why I love these. All 4 of them. And then the covers are just amazing. Like, look at this. No cap, this one probably my favorite because the way that they're all my favorite, but this one I can remember so distinctly. This one is about childhood friends, kinda, They met at a grocery store when they were young. She was working, he was trying to provide for his family. They ended up growing up together, being childhood sweethearts, wanting to get married, and then something happened. I think she got pregnant and they separated. No, I think it was like a car accident or something, or somebody died. She moved away and he became bad again. Good story, good series. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Please go pick up all 4, okay? Please read Brittany C. Cherry. She is an amazing author. In 2022, I will be trying to read more of her blacklist. So, I said blacklist, of her backlist. Blindfold Club series, and baby, this series is thick, okay? She has a lot of books. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books in one novella. Y'all, if y'all can't tell, if the novella is coming in paper book edition like the rest of the books, I'm getting the novella, okay? I love novellas. They're so quick and easy to read. Takes me like 30 minutes to finish them. So yeah, the one book in this series that I did rate 5 stars, it was the novella, and I also rated the 5th book, 330 Secret. Is it a 5th book? It's the 4th book, 3 Dirty Secrets. I also rated that 5 stars. Essentially, this series is about this man who, how do I describe this? Essentially, this series is about this club who offers sex to rich men. So I'm pretty sure in the first book, it's about this man who really needs sex, and he applies to this club. He pays, you have to pay, you put in like a bid for a certain person, and the woman who saw his messages, and she's like the one, she doesn't get on the table, she doesn't have the sex, she just filters through the men to get them to women. They start talking, they start messaging, and it's a love story within. And then after that, the story is about like brothers of previous characters, about sisters of previous characters, about exes. They're all pretty much connected, and I would recommend reading them in order. It's about like best friends of couples and people end up together from the first book. They end up with somebody in the 5th book. They have their own book. I love stories like that. I love connected stories. So yeah, she's thick, and she's spicy. Okay, so please go ahead and show her because she's so spicy. Okay, it's how can I explain this? It's a lot of sex in every single one of these books, and it's not slow burn type sex, let's make love. No, this is dirty. Some of them engage in very hurtful activities, okay? Please be careful if you're gonna read this series, but it was so freaking good, and I enjoyed it so much that I just could not put it down. I read it all, and I did not get tired of reading this story, because though each book contains like previous characters, it's such a different love story that you don't get tired of one couple. So yeah, 10 out of 10. We recommend the Blindfold Club series by Nikki Sloan. And I know y'all heard a lot about Nikki Sloan because everybody be raving about her. This is the first time I've read her, and I do not regret it. Again, 2022, plan on reading her backlist. I wouldn't say her whole backlist, but I do plan on reading a lot of her backlist. The next series that I will be talking about is my first reverse harem series, y'all. This is my first time reading reverse harem, and I was not disappointed. I did give all 3 books 5 stars. It starts with The Help, The Lie, and The Risk. It's about, I think it's 4 guys and 1 girl. They're best friends. I think it includes a pair of twins, if I remember correctly. And the girl has to move in with one of the main guys. Her mom becomes their maid. They move in, they bully her. It is a bully romance through and through, and it's by Kelly Rose. So again, you hear a lot about her in the bully romance community, people that rave about her. I hear a lot about her books. My first time reading her as well, my only time reading her this year as well. So again, would love to get into her backlist in 2022. But yeah, she moves in with the family. She starts going to this really rich school. They wasn't like dead broke, but this job brought them so much more money that they needed. They had to sell their home and move across state lines. And yeah, so at the end, in the middle of book one, I don't think this is a spoiler, but in the middle of book one, someone dies, they see it, and then her mom gets charged with the murder. So in the lie, they know that her mom didn't do it. All the boys know, but they didn't take up for her. So in the lie, she's getting revenge. She's like not talking to them, not messing with them because they lied and wouldn't take up for her mom. And then the risk is about taking down the big guys who actually did it. They figure out who did it. They're taking him down and taking down the whole empire. And they developed all their relationship and figured out that they were really in love with each other. And it was just a really freaking good series. And I was so into it, y'all, that when I finished one book, I had to immediately jump into the next book because I was anticipating what's happening. I was staying up late at night. Reading this story, anticipating what was going to happen next. It was that good, okay? So definitely recommend the Kings of Linwood Academy series. That I read was Lauren Rowe, and this got me into my Lauren Rowe binge. I read like almost all of her books. I think I haven't read like 3 of her books now, maybe like 4 or 5 of her books that I haven't read. So I will be finishing her backlist next year, more than likely. But I had to start reading her because I got tired of all her characters, and they was all interconnected. All of her books are interconnected together. Everybody is all interconnected. So I had to take a break from her. But my favorite from her, and I gave 4 out of 5 of these books 5 stars. The only reason I didn't give the second book, which is Captain, 5 stars, I didn't give this 5 stars because a lot of what was happening here at the beginning of this happened in this book. So I had already read about it here, so I didn't want to read about it again here. So I was skimming because I knew what was happening. It was just in a different point of view. So yeah, but this book captured me so hard because it was about a single mom who was a nurse, who helped a firefighter who got caught in a fire. Captain, he was like a police chief or something. Boppy Hammer, he was a stripper, love him. Mr. Bodyguard was the stripper's best friend. He was a bodyguard, obviously. And then Rockstar, he's a rock star, obviously. So all these books were so good. We love the Morgan brothers. One thing they did not get wrong is they understood women. They was a part of an amazing family. They were funny. They were lovable. They had a sister also who I read her trilogy, Kat. I read her trilogy with Josh. Love them as a couple. Not a favorite series though, because again, a lot of stuff that happened in the beginning of that trilogy happened in these books. So I was not interested to see a lot of that again. But since I did read this first, this has my heart. This series has me in a chokehold, okay? Lord, camera. This series has me in the biggest chokehold because it's so freaking good. Like I said, I love Hero, and the woman, the heroine, was black. Who doesn't love to see that? Okay, skin color. Who doesn't love to see that? So this has my heart, and like I said, I gave 4 out of 5 of these 5 stars. I just didn't give Captain 5 stars because a lot of things that happened in previous books. Next, we have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy, and y'all, this trilogy had me in a chokehold. So I have these two in hardcover, and I have this one paperback. I am getting the hardcover of this one and giving this away. Do not worry, I'm getting the hardcover of this one. But for now, I have the hardcover of these two, and they're from Target, and they just look so nice. I need to get this Target sticker off of them. But yeah, Good Girls Got Murder was the most perfect mystery trilogy. Don't get me wrong, the third book I gave like 3 stars. Terrible. But this first book got me in a chokehold, okay? I could have done without the third one. The third one pissed me off. But this first book, a chokehold, okay? I gave this book 5 stars, and I also gave the second book 5 stars because the second book, the mystery in the second book, like I said, the third one pissed me off. I could have did without it. It could have been duology, and I would have been 10 okay? But the ending, to her having such a happy ending at the end of book 3 was nice. Because the end of book 2 wasn't cute. But this trilogy got me in the chokehold. If you don't know what this is about, look it up. I'm not telling y'all what this is about, because this is the type of trilogy you gotta get for yourself, okay? A chokehold. But if you haven't got A Good Girl's Got Murder is the name of a podcast. Just in case y'all wanted to know. Anyways, the next trilogy, I read a lot of trilogies. I read some chunkers, some big series, but I also read a lot of trilogies. But the next trilogy that I will be talking about is the Washington Wolves trilogy, and this was so freaking cute. Okay, so I know I described a lot of them as steamy. Some of the element series was sad. It had my mystery series that I read, the reverse harem crazy sexy series. This one was just cute, straight up cute. And the book I gave 5 stars out of this one was The X Effect. Really good, but really all of them deserve 5 stars. All of them was so freaking good. And like I said, they are interconnected, so I would 10 out of 10 recommend reading all 3 of them in order, starting with the Beautiful Effect, The X Effect, and The Marriage Effect. It's about a football team. I love football romances. I love sports romances, but I really, really, really love football romances because I am a sucker for football. I love football, okay? I'm trying to keep the football content off my YouTube. But this series, 10 out of 10, wouldn't recommend, okay? It was amazing, okay? You got to read this series. It starts off with the owner of the football team dying. His daughter takes over. Daughter lives next door to one of the football players, star player. They hate each other, then they love each other. He's a single dad. I love single dad romances, okay? So yeah, 10 out of 10 would recommend this trilogy. And the last thing I'm gonna talk about right now is a duology, and I'm not sure she's gonna come out with other books. But we have the Night Shift duology. We have Equivalent Exchange and Prior Affair by Christina C. Jones. Both of them got 5 stars out of me. Okay? Amazing. There's nothing else to it. This story was amazing. It was so beautiful, so nice. It was about, this first one was about a girl who walked into a bar and realized that the owner of the bar was the one who she had a one-night stand with after leaving her boyfriend, who was low-key abusive. And then the second one's about a friend of the owner of the bar, and he met this woman whose house caught on fire. She was only in the city for this house. The house caught on fire. He was a firefighter. He saved her, helped her. A lot of spirituality type stuff inside this book, and I loved every bit of it, okay? Every bit of it. It was meant to be, it will be. If it's meant to be, it will be. Had a picture, it would be this. If it had a book, it would be this, okay? Beautiful duology. This got me in love with Christina C. Jones. Now all I want to read is Christina C. Jones, and this month I read a lot of Christina C. Jones because I love her writing. so much. She is top tier. Between her, Alexandra Warren, and Danielle Allen, a chokehold, okay? They have me in a chokehold. If you want to hear more about how much they have me in a chokehold, please stay tuned for my next video. Will be my 5-star reads of 2021. That's coming up next, baby. Chokehold. But yeah. Okay, y'all, that will be all for my best years of 2021 video. If you enjoyed this, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to your girl. And I hope you made it all the way to the end. If you did, comment down below your best series of 2021, your worst books of 2021, your best books of 2021. Comment something. Let me know, because I want to know. I need more books to read. Comment down your favorite authors, because I want to read different authors in 2022, even though I'm going to be reading a lot of backlists of my favorite authors because I'm obsessed with them. But I also like to enjoy new people. Even though my Goodreads TBR right now has like almost 900 books, it can always stand more. So, on that note, I will see y'all in my next video. Bye!